CM 365, all about Carnatic music.
Ninama Rupa Mulagu Nitya Jaya Mangalam. The moment you hear this line, immediately I am sure your thoughts are on the Carnatic music, Kacheri, and that you also know that when this is sung, the concert comes to a conclusion. This is known as the Mangalam. But generally we see that the word Mangalam in Sanskrit means auspicious or good fortune. And it is also common practice in our tradition that when we seek the blessings of our elders and we do pranams to them, then they generally tell in Sanskrit, Mangalani Bhavantu, or in Tamil they may say, Mangalam Undagattu, which means that may prosperity and auspiciousness prevail. Now, coming to the concert, we see that the Mangalam is a different thing in terms of a composition that is performed as the last item. And obviously when this is performed, we know that the concert is over. This Mangalam is actually a prayer to God to shower goodness on all by paying obeisance through a song of praise. Now this Mangalam may be some kind of a Namavali sort of thing also, but sometimes it may also be extolling the qualities of God. In the Bhajana tradition as well as in the Carnatic music Kacheri, we see that it has to conclude with the Mangalam. That is the tradition we follow, which also involves praying for everybody's auspiciousness and also asking for forgiveness in terms of, if you have committed any mistake through the music or anything or whatever. It's a request for forgiveness, it's a request also for the auspiciousness of everybody. Now there are certain ragas which we are associated with this auspiciousness, especially ragas like Madhyamavati, Saurashtram, Shurati are all associated with this kind of Mangalams because they are regarded as auspicious ragas. Now if we look at the concert context, we see that the Mangalam marks the conclusion of the concert of the day, in the sense that now if you look at the December festival, you see that it's very interesting in the Chennai that from morning to night we have continuous concerts in different slots. So now after every concert, it's generally not a norm to keep singing the Mangalam because of the fact that it also indicates that it's going to continue again through a next concert. So generally after every concert is over, we do not sing the Mangalam. But then there are also some people who opine that there is no harm in singing the Mangalam because it does not actually mean the conclusion, but it's only about the auspiciousness of the event that is being marked with the Mangalam. So either way we see that the Mangalam actually occupies the last, as the last piece in the concert. And in the Bhajana tradition, we have something called the Todaya Mangalam. That is quite different because it is an invocation which is sung traditionally during Nama Sankirtanam, and it involves the compositions of various saint composers. These Mangalams generally we see are in Telugu and Sanskrit. And interestingly, we also see that most of the Mangalams somehow are on Lord Rama. Of course, Tyagaraja has composed many Mangalams, and after that, even in Arunachala Kavirai's Ramanatakam, we see that the Mangalam is on Rama. Like this, we see that many compositions, the Mangalam part, are in praise of Rama. But of course, there are also Mangalams on other gods like Krishna, Ganesha, Devi, and so on. We see that here also the question arises as to why Rama is regarded as the main hero, I would say, or the main theme for a Mangalam. Some points we could attribute to them is that one thing, Rama is a Purna Avatara, and he is probably the best example of a complete perfect being and auspiciousness personified. And in Tyagaraja, we see that he has composed about 7 Mangalams. Again, the Mangalam composed by him is not like it is a individual composition. Rather, we could say that it is the concluding piece of a body of work that he has created. For example, the Mangalams that we are talking about are part of the Utsava Sampradaya Kirtana, or it is the concluding piece in a Prahalada Bhakti Vijayam or the Nauka Charitram Gaya Nataka that he has composed. Similarly, we see that Arunachala Kaviraya's Ramanatakam, the Mangalam that we are talking about in Surati, is again the last or the concluding piece, marking the conclusion of the entire body of work. We also see that the ragams like Ganta, Kedara Gaula, Nadanama Kriya, Mohanam have been incorporated by Tyagaraja in his Mangalams. Apart from this Neenama Rupa Mulagu, I said there are other compositions, Mangalams composed by Tyagaraja. We also see that other composers like Purandaradasar, Annamacharya, Bhadrachala Ramdas, Arunachala Kavi, Narayana Tirthar, Swati Tirunal, all have composed Mangalams. If you look at the Sri Kamalamba Navavarnam, in that the last, the Sri Raga composition could be said to be again a Mangala Charana Kriti. Now we will just go through that popular Mangalam, Neenama Rupa Mulagu, to see the composition. Neenama Rupa Mulagu Nitya Jaya Mangalam Pavamana Sutudu Batu Padara Vindamulagu Neenama Rupa Mulagu Nitya Jaya Mangalam Prahlada Naradadi Bhaktulu Pogadu Chunte Neenama Rupa Mulagu Nitya Jaya Mangalam Rajiva Nayana Tyaga Rajadi Vinutamaina Neenama Rupa Mulagu Nitya Jaya Mangalam.
CM 365, all about Carnatic music.